keynote speaker, Roy Woodall of the Financial Stability Oversight Council, who will speak in a few minutes. Staying informed and engaged in dialogues and developments in public policy and professionalism is critical to our Academy mission to serve the public and the profession. An essential part of our roles as actuaries and in the Academy is to be objective and unbiased as we listen to the different voices and perspectives of these issues. These principles are outlined in the Academy's antitrust policy and conflict of interest policies printed in your program guide, so please take a look at them. Before we move on this morning, I'd like to recognize some of those in attendance here whose efforts have greatly benefited both the Academy and the actuarial profession. Among these here today, we have former Academy presidents, as well as past recipients of the Jarvis Farley Service Award and the Robert J. Myers Public Service Award, whose ranks will be increased today and tomorrow with the presentation of this year's honorees. But first things first, when I call your name, if you could please stand, and I'll ask everyone to please hold your applause until names have been called. First, we have 7 past presidents with us here today. Cecil Bykirk, Ken Homan, Mary D. Miller, Mary Frances Miller, Dave Sandberg, Tom Terry, and Tom Wildsmith. Let's have a round of applause for these past presidents. We also have with us several past Jarvis Farley Service Award recipients. Donna Clare, Ethan Craw, Bill Odell, and Henry Siegel. Let's have a round of applause for them. From our public service actuaries, we have distinguished past recipients of the Robert J. Myers Award for Public Service with us. Steve Goss and Mary D. Miller. A round of applause for them. I'd also like to recognize guests representing other actuarial organizations who've joined us here at the meeting today. Christopher Bork, who's the immediate past chairperson of the Actuarial Association of Europe. SOA immediate past president Jerry Brown. John Dark, president-elect of the Canadian Institute of Actuaries. Don First, immediate past president of the Conference of Consulting Actuaries. Greg Heydrich, executive director of the Society of Actuaries. Mathieu Langelet, executive director of the International Association of Actuaries. Jason Lapine, executive director of the Actuarial Foundation. Michel Simard, executive director of the Canadian Institute of Actuaries. And the Casual Actuarial Society executive director, Cynthia Ziegler. Let's have a round of applause for all these. So over the next several days, we'll add more names to the rolls of our exceptional award recipients. But right now, let's get on with the program. You remember last year, Senator Chris Dodd gave a keynote address at the meeting, and he told us about the history of his signature Dodd-Frank financial reform law. Remember that? Centerpiece of that law was the creation of the Financial Stability Oversight Council, or the FSOC, to identify risks to financial stability and impose additional supervision on designated bank and non-bank entities. Since FSOC was established in 2011, the Academy's Risk Management and Financial Reporting Council has provided input to FSOC, as well as perspectives to Congress in its oversight capacity on FSOC's work. FSOC's members include cabinet secretaries and agency directors and chairs, as well as non-voting state officials. But there's one unique member who's especially appointed by the President to provide insurance expertise in its deliberations. This position of independent FSOC member was recently taken up by Congress, extending Roy's term, and we're honored to have him with us here today to take a look at the work FSOC has been conducting recently. Roy Woodall has spent his distinguished career in a number of public and private roles within the insurance sector. He tells me that insurance goes back several generations in his family, but he's had roles as general counsel and insurance commissioner of Kentucky, practicing insurance law, rehabilitating life insurance companies, leading insurance associations, and consulting on a full-time basis for the Congressional Research Service, the U.S. House of Representatives, and with the Office of Financial Institutions Policy at the U.S. Treasury. Please join me in welcoming to the stage FSOC member Roy Woodall.